Hello, everybody. What's up? What's going on? And welcome to the 55th episode of Raptors in One. The preseason is finally here. It's finally upon us. The Raptors are going to play their first preseason game tomorrow, October 2nd, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, what am I going to expect, or what I'm hoping to expect from the Raptors squad during this preseason games? Well, let's get into it. Raptors fans, casual fans, or just Toronto fans, sports fans in general, I get it. It's been a long time waiting. I have been anticipating this for the longest time, and it is finally going to be here tomorrow. And I cannot wait to see this matchup as we take on the new look Utah Jazz. So what's happened with Utah Jazz? Some big trades have happened. So Danny Ainge, clearly, he's come up with this new vision. He wants to start fresh, which means wipe out the drawing board. Let's start anew. And that started off with some big trades. We saw Rudy Gobert going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So now we got two big men in Minnesota Timberwolves. But that's something else that the Minnesota organization has to figure out. That's okay, whatever. Then, I would say maybe 2-3 weeks ago, perhaps, we had another big move. Donovan Mitchell. They moved Donovan Mitchell as well to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And so now, the notable people that Utah Jazz has are, I would say, I believe they got Darius Garland. Jordan Clarkson, obviously Sixth Man of the Year. He's always dangerous, especially when he plays the Raptors. And they also have Lauri Markkanen, and I can't remember, but a few more other players. But yeah, we're going to take on the Utah Jazz tomorrow, 2nd of October, Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. My predictions for this game, it's got to be a win. It's going to be a win. I say we start off the preseason even. Let's not even wait till the actual season starts. Let's start the preseason on a winning note, and let's just clean sweep the whole preseason. Let's just win all the games. But there has to be a particular way to win these games. And how we're going to do this? Well, first off, I think the starters need to establish themselves. And when I say they need to establish themselves, I don't think they need to go 100% just yet. Again, like I've always been saying in my previous episodes, and if you haven't been keeping track of my previous episodes, that's probably because you haven't subscribed to my channel. So why don't you please go ahead, subscribe to my channel. Of course, there's other content for your viewing pleasure. And if you like the content, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to throw some comments. Let me know what you guys think. So coming back to what I've always been saying, or have mostly been saying about the season, that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Even if we start strong, we don't have to exhaust ourselves before the playoffs. Because what happens is if we keep going, let's say 100%, 110% right off the bat, we're not taking care of ourselves, then we're getting injured, maybe mid-season, maybe after the All-Star break, and then now we're basically taking a few more steps back to take that one step forward. So we need to basically keep a very even pace. We're not trying to just run right off the gates. So basically, the starters, yes, they can establish themselves. Yes, they can try all their new moves that they've learned in the Rico Hines runs, or that they've been practicing in the offseason this whole time. They can start, getting their legs underneath them. It was a little bit of a break, although the Rico Hines runs, they were crazy. That pace was crazy. But hey, they need to start establishing themselves, but not 100%. And this is going to segue into my next point, which is the minutes. Let's distribute the minutes. Now, what I mean by let's distribute the minutes, I mean the starters, they cannot be playing more than 30 minutes. That's my opinion. If I was the coach, I would be like, hey, let's establish these guys, but let's also keep them under 30 minutes per game for this entire preseason. Which means what? which means our reserves and our bench pieces are going to get a lot more playing time, and they're going to get a lot more court time, and they're going to get that game experience. Especially our rookie Christian Koloko, he can definitely benefit from getting in that in-game experience. And of course, that's going to allow the coaching staff to decide, hey, what can we do with what we got, and who makes the cut, or who gets the two-way contracts, or who goes and plays for the Raptors 9-5 a lot more than coming in here. So either way, that gives the starters a break, but it also gives them, it's like a warm-up. The preseason is just a warm-up for them. Let's just, temper their minutes. Under 30 minutes, I'm okay with that. Let's give the bench a little more run. Let's see what they can do, and hopefully we can benefit from this going into the season. And finally, we got to win the games that we're expected to win. I know at the end of the day, every team, regardless of how their roster is shaped, regardless of what personnel they have, they're a professional NBA team coached by professional coaches who have experience and are proven. So there's no such thing as an easy win. At the same time, there is something called expected win. Now, when we say expected win, that doesn't mean that you let it get to your heads. Again, at the end of the day, this is just the preseason. Even if you don't win, don't let it get to your head. Use the lessons that you learned from this preseason. This is where you could afford to lose games. Mind you, it is always good to start off on a good, strong note, on a winning note. But if you can't win, learn what went wrong from it, learn the system, learn the coach's expectations, and live up to it. You will see the minutes, you will see the floor when it comes to the season, and eventually you will be able to salvage your season. So our starting five, again, I know Nick Nurse, he plays mad scientist with the lineups, and you can almost expect anything to be the starting five, especially in the preseason. Of course, in the season, that's a different thing. I know he's going to go with what's tried and true to begin with, but again, he's also a very smart coach. He also understands matchups, and he's going to do exactly what he needs to do for the success of the team. Not to appease some players' egos or anything of that sort. Team first, egos at the end. You can check that out at the end of the bench. My predictions, again, starting five, I'm going to keep it a traditional starting five that I've been reading up on the social media, that I've been looking at on Twitter. I'm going to agree. It's probably going to be something like Fred VanVleet at the point guard. Then we got Gary Trent as shooting guard. Then we got OG or Scotty, or the 3 and the 4, respectively. And of course, Pascal. And those, I would say, it would be the starting five. Now, the personnel coming off the bench, Malachi Flynn. He has to come off. He has to come on for Freddie, and hopefully he's basically picks up where he left off from the Pro-Am games. This is going to be big for Malachi. This preseason for him is going to determine how much time he gets on the court in the actual season. So he's going to have to be consistent. He's going to have to listen to the coach. Don't try to do more than the coach is asking you unless it's going to really benefit the team. Then you got Delano Banton. Nick Nurse, he was glowing praises about this guy in his practice games, and he was saying that Delano as well as Juanco Hernan Gomez, they definitely impressed him right off the bat. And Nurse even went as far as to say that these two players looked as good as anybody, including the starters. That's saying a lot about these two gentlemen. So, yeah, that's right. I'm very excited to see these two players and see what they can bring. So you got Delano and Juanco Hernan Gomez, as well as, I believe, Chris Boucher, obviously, is going to come, and Precious. So, now we have a very deep team. And you're probably thinking, well, okay, we also got DJ Wilson, we also got Josh Jackson, we also got Justin Champagnie. So, what's going to happen because we also have players like Kem Birch, we also have Otto Porter Jr., and we also have Thad Young. So what's going to happen? I got news that 3 of our veterans are down temporarily for the season. I believe Otto Porter is down, not necessarily for the entire season, but his return is basically, we're just going to monitor it. Thad Young, he's down, same situation like Otto Porter Jr. However, Kem Birch, he's also down, but he's a day-to-day. So we've already, right off the bat, are going to miss 3, I would say, in my opinion, key veteran players for the bench. But is this news to us, Raptors fans? Not really. This is not news to us at all. This has happened to us, God knows, almost every season. We've always missed some key bench piece to injuries. And it's going to happen. That's just the nature of the game. But that's why our team is deep. That's why players like DJ Wilson, Josh Jackson, and Justin Champagnie are going to have to step it up. It's that mentality. We got injuries? It's all good. Next man up. What you going to do? Now you have the opportunity. How are you going to respond? Are you going to give the organization what they want and what they're looking for? So that's about it. I'm really looking forward to the game tomorrow. Again, stay tuned, because obviously I'm going to have some post-game thoughts. And I got to give a big shout out to the subscribers and the viewers. Thank you very much for your support. And yeah, the preseason is upon us. Man, I cannot wait. I have been waiting so long. I felt like what's taking so long? I'm just so excited about this Raptors squad. We made some very interesting additions, and we've made some great strides in the Rico Hines runs. I cannot wait to see how that translates into the NBA games. That's all I got for today, folks. Again, if you love the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and of course, the thumbs up button if you like the content. Don't forget to hit the comment section. I always love to hear and see what you guys have to talk about. So until next time, I'm out.